Studio Marks coming to you from the Satcham Public Library. Welcome to the Marks for Life podcast with your hosts, Jimmy, CJ, and Joe, the Shield of Wrestling podcast. Three casuals turned Marks wrestling fans to give you a direct line to all things in the squared circle. Enter the ring at your own risk. We pull no punches, we hit hard, and we will slam you with all the info you need to know. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Because
it's Rusev Day!
And welcome to this week's edition of Marks for Life podcast. I'm your reigning, defending, undisputed Marks for Life podcast predictions, CJ.
Got a little bass in there this week. I don't remember the volume being that loud. But I'm Joe, back with you and picking up my senses off the floor after that rousing introduction.
I'm Jared. That voice packs a wallop. Whew.
We are joined by a special guest, Jared,
Yeah.
who is the Kurt Angle of our Shield.
We need a new sound guy. Wow. Oh my God.
This is what happens when Jimmy goes and we leave CJ in charge of the board.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh.
Jimmy is currently in Harlem right now doing spinaroonies with Booker T, a.k.a. Rena's family. So, what's up, guys? What's
It's
on
actually Stevie Ray. Booker T's probably on the road, but yeah, it's probably Stevie Ray.
Nah, we don't talk about Stevie Ray. What about that big dude? Was it Ahmed Johnson? Who did he turn out to be in the Harlem Heat? 2.0?
Why are we doing this right now?
Hey, let me tell you this much. Ahmed Johnson's like the greatest wrestler I've ever seen. And his promo skills, top notch.
Joe, you're more disappointing than Doink the Clown.
Which one? It was like 5.
What are we doing right now? CJ, you're the ringleader here.
All right.
Now lead the ring.
We knew this was going to be a problem.
All right.
We did.
On this week's edition of Marks for Life podcast, we're going to be talking a lot about our three experiences going into Madison Square Garden to witness Undertaker and Ronda Rousey there. We're going to talk about Brock Lesnar. Yeah, we're going to talk about Roman Reigns. We're going to talk about the WWE 2K. We're going to talk about New Japan News
UFC.
and Ring of Honor. UFC is a big thing we're going to be hitting today. And in the main event, we're going to be giving you, everyone, our Extreme Rules predictions. First thing we want to talk about, Madison Square Garden. Oh my God. Jared, I know this was your first live event ever as a WWE fan. Tell us about your experience.
It was fantastic. This was so amazing, and I know we all feel the same way. It was just so fun. It was
Above
so
average.
exciting. Yeah, right.
You're below average, Joe.
Bang.
We knew that already.
It was so fun. It was so exciting. Undertaker was just the emotion that I was feeling, that we all were feeling, that the entire arena was feeling. Unbelievable, and you could tell, like, even though he was in character, it seemed like he was feeling it too.
Yeah,
just being back to the Mecca, and just. It was just unbelievable. Rousey was amazing. Rousey's so cool, and
Rousey did a diving crossbody, and it worked.
And she won. I was surprised she won. I
Well,
thought
that was by like DQ. That was like a no contest. But she
no.
Oh yeah, the ref came out.
That was legit. No, that she actually won the match. So that was really, really surprising. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was fun to boo Roman Reigns, and it was fun to see Bobby Lashley and the size of that behemoth.
Bobby Lashley's freaking cut. I got scared.
Because especially because this was my first time, like, I always figured, like, seeing them up close, they were gonna look so much bigger. And Lashley was the one where when he came out, I was like, what? Like, that's a real thing? He's just all muscle and pec and
Skin.
yeah, it's like I don't even know what he looked like, a Terminator. He was crazy. It was so much fun. For those listening, if you've never been to one of these, unbelievable. If you have, and the Undertaker comes anywhere near your city or state or country, I just go see him. It is an unbelievable experience.
We got to see him and Rousey for a solid $100, and our seats were amazing. Thank you, Jared, for finding those.
You're welcome. Yeah, it was absolutely incredible.
You know, we got to chant delete, which I know that was something you guys are very...
That was fun. We did do the glorious chant.
How was that match?
Which one?
Wasn't it Glorious with Bobby Roode versus Mojo?
No, Mojo freaking ruined it. Me and Joe had the phone out to record Glorious, and Mojo just comes from. We got it on camera. Mojo being a dick. It's like Gloria. Oh. freaking ridiculous.
Joe, do you share the same sentiments?
There's a photo on my phone of just a blur in the middle of a spotlight of Bobby Roode being hit from behind and laying like on his face from an individual, and I'm like, Mojo, you're not hype.
Yeah. You're
Bad Mojo Jojo.
Yeah, so it was. It was a solid event. Hey, I got to unapologetically cheer Roman Reigns with everyone else in the section booing, and it was. I have the T-shirt on right now. It's his yard,
and I think it was really cool though. At the very end, Bill, with my experience with the Undertaker, it was really like I could barely breathe. You know, like he caught the breath. I was like, I can't.
Yeah,
breathe.
it was very emotional.
Did anyone else feel it was disrespectful to record his entrance?
No. I felt it would have been more disrespectful when he was leaving, like like that type of emotion, like because I recorded when he was in the ring.
Yes,
I got something at the end, but then as he made his way towards her, as he put his fist up, I put my phone away. I really wanted to take that in because it reminded me of Mania with Roman, even though that got ruined hardcore. But it doesn't matter. This was
what kind of soulless animal records something like that?
Yeah,
Hey, I now have a moment.
Hey, let's be honest here. Joe's a Roman Reigns fan, not an Undertaker fan.
Yeah, you don't count. You don't matter. You can't like both. You're not allowed.
Yeah, well, you can't be ugly, so change something. Yeah. That's right.
What the fuck, Joe?
Yeah, you heard me.
Was that no sound? Was that no sound? Thank you.
That's what I say every time I look at your face. If you want to fire me, you're going to have to start paying me.
It's true.
He's got a fair point.
That's a good point.
But I think everyone, though, they actually cheered Roman Reigns during the Undertaker segment when Undertaker shook his hand.
Well, Undertaker put over Braun and Roman as well as you could possibly put someone over by just literally shaking their hands. So that's it. I'm good. I'm cool.
Undertaker's probably the most respected man in the entire industry, like the entire history of the industry.
Yeah. Minus like Bruno Sammartino.
Or James Ellsworth.
Fair. James Ellsworth's pretty respected.
What the fuck are we doing?
Hey, he is the I almost said transgender champion. He is the intergender wrestling champion.
I prefer the first one. I would definitely prefer the first one.
There was a lot of talk of him dressing up in drag and being entered into the Women's Royal Rumble. So
that would be great. I hope he wins.
It's Jane Ellsworth. He didn't even shave.
That shinless wonder.
Like the friggin' Bobby Lashley's sisters. One of them didn't even care to put on a fake voice. Yeah, Bobby's a terrible brother. All right, well.
He had a mustache. So, that's pretty much that with the Gone. It was just unbelievable.
It was amazing. And then everyone came unglued for the Triple Threat Intercontinental Championship match.
We knew that
Ziggler was going to win.
Well, especially not just that, but in ring, that was going to be probably that was going to be the best thing of the night, hands down. That Triple Threat, the three that Ziggler, Rollins, and Balor, just strictly from in the ring, are incredible. They really, really are.
I never realized how much of a Seth Rollins fan I was until that match, and I realized, holy crap.
When I think it was Balor kicked out of, I think it was the Zigzag, and when that happened, that's when a glimmer of hope hit me that Ziggler could actually lose the title. And Rollins was outside the ring at the time, so I was like, oh my god, this could be it. But no, Drew McIntyre had to run back in because he already got ejected from the ref. Then he had to run back in, mess everything up.
See, I don't get that. How do you eject someone from the ring in a no disqualification match?
I mean, we were all freaking out looking at the ring, and I just happened to look to my right at the stage and see Drew McIntyre crouching, getting ready to come out. I'm like, well, this is about to end.
You see a giant 6'4", 6'5" Scottish brute make a beeline towards the ring. Well, we know who's retaining now.
I mean, it's really hard to hide that, though.
Damn sheep
If you have a friggin' rugby player just sprinting at you, it's really hard to ignore that.
Pretty bad.
You can't ignore the sheep fucker, man.
He said it twice now. This isn't a T-shirt thing. We're not.
Yeah, we're trying to ignore it, so just please stop saying it.
Rollins said it 3 times.
He didn't say sheep fucker.
I mean, he could have.
All right, let's get to the next topic.
All right, next topic we got to talk about. Just a quick gloss over. Ronda Rousey has been announced as the pre-order for 2K19 as the second one. We all kind of knew this. Joe, you're the main video game guy. How do you feel about playing as the baddest woman on the planet?
I mean, I was
Horny.
already pre-ordering.
Doesn't
They
matter.
announced that it was Ray, but I mean, the trailer gave me chills.
The trailer
on
was
Raw.
really
So
incredible.
good. I never realized they did an interview like that together until.
Yeah, I think it was 3 years ago. I think on Piper's podcast 3 or 4 years ago, and they had the voiceover, and apparently that voiceover might also mean we get Roddy Piper back as a playable character in 2K, which we haven't had since 2K16, which would be
Why is
a
that?
lot of fun.
Was there a reason for that?
It's probably just licensing stuff at this point. I mean, they kind of refresh the Legends roster every year. I want Bruno and Piper in this year's game.
I would love Bruno because I want to see Bruno versus Braun.
Bruno got until 1. I think was that might have
What
also
would,
been
what would
2K16.
Bruno's rating be? 100?
Well, lower
How
than
dare you
Roman.
disrespect Bruno with a measly 100?
I'm sorry. It's my
It's probably going to be lower than Roman, but besides that, look, Roman will have like an infinity.
I don't know. Who's the better Italian, the Roman Empire or Bruno Sammartino?
Well, considering Roman's Samoan. I mean, if he is Italian, Roman, please verify that, because if you're telling me I share a bloodline with you, that would be...
I see somewhat of a resemblance between Joe and Samoans.
Maybe Samoa Joe.
Yeah, right. Right. Maybe Samoa Joe.
Hey, you know what? Me and him, that's my spirit animal right there.
Samoa Joe's your...
Dangerous spirit animal.
That means I can choke you out. It's probably one of the abilities I did not inherit from him.
Can you hit an Insiguri?
Can you...
I mean, maybe once.
Can you...
Your leg will go flying.
Can you put your arm up fully and do that cowabunga sign?
Oh, yeah,
That's
this
what
thing?
Roman did that.
No, Samoa Joe does this.
Samoa Joe does that, and then he does the whole, like, Chris Benoit throat cut.
Who?
Yeah, who was that?
Oh, yeah. What?
Yeah, what do you say?
Eddie?
Yeah, stop. Oh, Eddie.
But yeah, so I'm excited for this pre-order, trying to get us back on track. I think we should have mixed tag team matches back in this year's game.
Rowdy Ronda Piper.
Rowdy Ronda Piper.
Rowdy Ronda Piper. Really?
Yes.
That's great.
No, I was actually
Team, the
thinking-
rowdy ones.
I was actually thinking Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar's Team UFC
Oh my God.
against James.
Can you imagine if that was
Ellsworth
in real life? Would they just keep the tag team titles forever? The mixed tag titles forever?
against James Ellsworth and Carmella.
The only reason why they would keep it is because Brock wouldn't show up to defend it.
And Ronda would probably just win alone in a handicap match against 2 men.
Look, she can handle Triple H at Mania. That means she can handle pretty much anything.
That's fair. So she could... I wonder who'd win in a fight, Ronda or Brock?
Brock.
Oh,
CJ.
did you see that?
Brock has a
Wait a
slight
minute.
size
Yeah,
advantage.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Can't just
Did you-
gloss over
Yeah,
that.
what?
Hold up.
What?
Look, this isn't a sexism.
A 130-pound woman against a
290-pound man.
He's maybe 260.
Either
Either way,
260, yeah.
either way.
Look, Ronda can kick my ass, but I'll take the guy who played defensive line for the Vikings.
Who also has UFC experience.
And is also
Oh.
a former Division I wrestling champion.
Before we go
Jesus.
into our next segment about Brock Lesnar, I gotta bring up MVP's comments saying that he does not think that Ronda Rousey can beat him in a fight. And Montel Vontavious Porter.
Well, MVP has been barking up the I'll say anything not to go back to WWE tree for a while now, so probably helping his cause on that.
Well, I mean, he's north of 200 pounds, right?
220?
But you little bitch.
Right, but still, I mean, there's nothing against Ronda Rousey.
Look, when your middle name is Vontavious, you can't beat anyone.
Pound for pound, Rousey's a better fighter than majority of all the WWE superstars, but when you have 90 pounds on someone, that's huge.
I don't think that...
Best.
Tell that to Naya.
She's not a most girl. There's actually one kind of update I wanted to bring up. This report came out about 12 hours ago now.
Okay.
That according to Dave Meltzer, Charlotte, Jason Jordan, and Dean Ambrose are all nearing a return
Ooh, that's interesting.
at
Yes,
some point. Charlotte within 3 weeks
because
is
of
this
her
report.
boob, her
that,
breast implant
that was
rupture.
expected. Jason Jordan was also expected. What surprised me is the Dean Ambrose.
Isn't Dean Ambrose supposed to be returning back in September, though?
They said
I heard after
they
that.
said
actually.
3 weeks for Charlotte. Jordan is literally he's waiting for a story to get written. And
Yeah,
once
he'll
that
probably
story is
just-
written. He's
Probably
in.
going to be a Chad Gable thing.
He'll probably come back
Should be.
after SummerSlam
Should
just
bring
because they
back
don't have
Alpha.
anything right now.
They might rekindle that feud, American Alpha versus Authors of Pain.
That would be good.
And then we can get, like, Revival versus American Alpha at Mania.
And everyone's just gonna have to get over the fact that Jason Jordan is not Kurt Angle's illegitimate son.
What?
Or we just switch it, and it's actually Chad Gable now at this point.
I'd be cool with that.
Chad Gable.
And then
Just to troll the story.
And then
Yes.
apparently the the report on Ambrose is he's going to be out until the end of the summer, which would line up
So
with
September.
probably late August, early September.
That's what I heard and stuff. Like
I heard later than that. Like I heard like
there was a
like
time
October,
when
November.
it was thought to be later, but I think he's
Maybe he's just getting better and better.
I mean, he showed up with a beard, at that Stanley Cup game, but clearly it's giving him power.
I think he's going to be like a solid. He needs to be the top heel back on Raw.
Well, I'm excited to finally see the Rollins Ambrose feud that probably should have happened.
We're
months ago.
going to get a fourth Shield reunion, and we'll just have to live with it.
Well, they might reunite initially.
There's a fourth Shield reunion.
Wait, one.
There's a third.
Wait, hang on.
A fourth Shield union, maybe not reunion.
No, what weren't there? No, three.
Or unless if you want to count that like random segment where they were all like hating each other. But
Nah, right, no,
against the
right.
Wyatts.
Yeah, you don't want to count
When
that.
they would powerbombed Randy Orton through the table in the Fatal 4.
That's not a reunion. That's just marking out. But speaking of when people are gonna come back, hi Brock.
Hey.
What's worse when we find out? We already know now when Caitlyn is coming back before Brock Lesnar.
That's something else we got to talk about too. But
yeah,
we should probably talk about Caitlyn first. I feel like Brock is a bit of a bigger story.
we can wait on Brock. Brock makes us wait enough. He can wait on us.
Yeah. You wait, Brock, if you're listening. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Jared Cohen. That's
No,
his name.
please stop. Please.
I can give you his address too if you want.
Please.
You want his social?
Please.
Yeah, she has a live.
Wait, hang on. You know my social?
We can introduce you to his girlfriend too.
Please.
He has a live audio feed into this room right now. Not even to the actual episode of the podcast, just an actual listening to what we're
Yeah,
saying.
if Brock just like made out with my girlfriend, I'd be like, fine, you do whatever you want.
She wouldn't. She'd be dead.
He could hit her, fine. Tony will look at me. Do something, No, absolutely not.
He'd kill her.
What? Brock hits Nicole. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you want to do? What do you do? You're gonna just take it. You're gonna take it.
I think Nicole would kick him in the nuts. I'd kick him in the nuts really quickly, and then we would run quick.
He'd catch you.
You
know
could try
he'd
jumping.
catch you.
Well, it's kind of like a grizzly bear. You don't try and run up the tree because he will climb that tree.
Yeah, and you can't run away. You just gotta play dead. Yeah, you won't win. You just
You
won't
better
win.
hope that Braun Strowman's within shouting distance that Money in the Bank briefcase. He's your only shot.
Yeah, pretty much.
What if I give Brock my belt?
He'll eat it.
Would it fit him?
All right.
You'll kick him in the nuts.
All right. I think
You'll
we-
hear the sound of metal cling.
You'll hurt your foot.
See, this amount of talk by Brock of us with Brock Lesnar is more than what WWE has done since
Yeah,
Greatest
seriously.
Royal Rumble.
All right, let's get to the Caitlyn story first.
Okay.
Which I love.
Caitlyn's making a return, guys. to
Woo!
Mae Young Classic, the second annual. It's going to be taking place, I'm assuming, this summer. A lot of other participants have been announced too. Io Shirai, Japanese sensation. She's on the same level as Kairi Sane. Yeah, Google it. But she was supposed to be signed last year. She just got Ioshiriai.
I totally found it.
Okay.
I totally.
So it's her, two other chicks. Caitlyn's making a return, which is pretty cool. And then an American Ninja Warrior competitor is making her debut.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Joe
I
found
found it now.
Good.
All right, Joe.
He typed it on Google, the letters E-O, and then the word shy.
I thought it was close. I thought Google would kind of redirect me, but they didn't.
I'm excited for this Mae Young Classic, especially with Caitlyn returning. It's pretty cool to see them have returning veterans. Last year, Serena. So this
Hopefully, Caitlyn puts this into like a more of a deal because she's like,
Yeah.
I want to see at least one segment with her and Big E backstage. That would be great.
that'd be funny.
Yeah, it would be funny.
Just want to see if there's any.
You're just still waiting for Xavier Woods and Paige.
Yeah,
Well-
I'm just waiting for the two of them to cross paths. She's like, hey.
Just have it be like at a party, Halloween party. They'll turn around and be like, "Oh, hey, Xavier, Charlotte, where are you, Charlotte? Bail me out, Charlotte."
Yeah. But
But yeah, I'm excited for Caitlyn to return. I was a huge
Who else
Caitlyn
is,
fan.
who else has been announced though?
Let's see.
Oh, yeah, here it says former American Ninja Warrior competitor Casey Catanzaro. That's interesting.
And good on Caitlyn. You don't usually have a worst worked match ever with the company and come back. So
Hooray!
Caitlyn versus Maxine, that clinic 5-star wrestling match from NXT.
Who would you like to see
5 years
Caitlyn
ago?
feud with on the main roster or in the NXT roster?
AJ.
Styles?
Yeah,
Yeah, AJ Styles.
Wait, what if we have Caitlyn versus Roman Reigns, spear versus spear
Versus Charlotte.
versus spear?
Yeah, that Charlotte spear is horrible. That's not a good spear. It's just all shoulder.
I mean it's better than an edge spear.
I kind of want to
Where
see.
he literally just runs at you, kind of holds you on the way down.
I
Yeah.
got you, buddy.
Yeah, Roman's spear is good. He's got a good spear.
I would like to see Caitlyn versus Becky.
Crap, I just lost all the fans for complimenting Roman.
Big Show's got a great spear.
No.
It's Big Show. I mean, even if he hits you with anything, it's gonna hurt. The clothesline could feel like a spear.
Where does Caitlyn Spears rank?
It's not better than Goldberg.
Yeah, probably last.
It doesn't beat the Gore.
The gore is pretty fucking nice.
I love the gore. Oh my god. Where was that? That was at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, at the Royal Rumble, we were watching it, and Rhino was in it. And me and Joe were like, just please, before you get eliminated, just gore someone. Gore anyone. And he didn't. And it was so close. We're just like, please, just one gore. One gore, then have someone throw you out.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, those are the injuries. Also, I think Goldust just had surgery on both his knees. So
Oh yeah,
best
and
of-
Fandango's injured too, shoulder injury.
It was
Yeah, I
it
don't
was also
care.
kinda
But Fandango is injured.
bad that I found out the Goldust news about 24 hours after we were at the Garden. And I asked you guys, is Goldust still on the roster? So
You asked us that?
I think I did.
Did we answer you?
I don't remember.
I don't think we were listening.
But
We
I'm
don't
like,
listen
so
to
you
Joe.
know, it's okay, Goldust. You are still on the roster, and now, yeah, you need a knee surgery. But
So-
you know, we're pulling for you.
There's rumors about the Mae Young Classic where the winner gets to face the NXT Women's Championship in a title match. Would you like to see Caitlyn versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship?
No.
Bye, Caitlyn.
No, I would not.
Why?
Caitlyn versus Nikki Cross.
That would be
Who
interesting.
was...
She showed up on SmackDown.
Yeah, she showed up at a
dark
SmackDown
match.
Live event. If you
Really?
Yes. So there's rumors now that she may get brought up.
Woo!
There was actually a rumor that during Extreme Rules she may actually come out.
Please, oh my God, Nikki Cross versus Xavier Woods intergender match.
Nikki Cross versus Francesca.
Poor Francesca.
Let's get to the next topic. What's the next topic?
Something I want to bring up. WWE's considering having an all women's roster for like a show. They might do an all women's roster. They're
So
all
all women's brand.
yeah
Oh, an all women's. Wait.
Brand.
brand.
SmackDown,
So, like-
Raw, NXT brands. The thing of having a brand with all female competitors on it.
Joe, I didn't realize you knew that many words.
I'm gonna beat you into a pulp.
Look, you should be proud of me that I got through all that any pronunciation errors.
Pronunciation. That's a big word. We need to take it.
Oh, Bret Hart's talking shit about his sister-in-law.
Okay. Why you? Okay. Let the
You're
record
going
show.
off the topic.
Yeah, let the record show that Joe is literally scrolling through the internet and reading the topics out loud, no matter how irrelevant they are.
I'm sorry. Is Martha Hart on the all women's roster, Joe? Is she the new general manager?
No, but if it wasn't for her, Owen Hart could be a pre-order one for 2K19.
This has gotten
there's your
way off
Joe,
track.
we're getting too
Connection.
political here. All right,
There's your
let's.
connection.
All women. Yeah, we're gonna lose a lot of fans.
We're getting too political here. Let's.
All right, all women brand.
Yes.
You're asking me if that's a good idea.
What do you think of it, considering the Greatest Royal Rumble pay-per-view, how that happened with all the women? It could be either an all-women's roster, like an all-women brand, an all-women pay-per-view. I don't know. I know there's rumors about doing an all-women show. That was the original post.
I think it's a really bad idea, and that has nothing to do with the fact that they're women. So it has nothing to do with it.
Sexist.
One,
Come on, Jared.
I said no. I said no. Thank you.
Misogynist.
Stop doing this. Spell misogynist. No, we don't have enough time.
M-Y...
I think it's M-I. All right, we're already dead.
I'm calling up Nikki Bella. She's gonna come over here and give you Rock Attack 2.0.
Okay, basically, there's two main reasons for this. One, I think there are a lot of talented women in the ring. Like Asuka in the ring is obviously incredible. Charlotte is incredible. But how many can you say can talk well and perform well in the ring?
Okay.
Enough to warrant them getting their own brand.
Sasha? Bailey at her height, she was really...
I don't, a
in
talker?
NXT.
Yeah, but it's... And
Alexa?
Hey, those segments are
Alexa, I will Alexa, 100%. I will 100% give you Alexa. Sasha's a good talker. She's not great.
Becky?
Yeah, that accent. Yeah, Becky's okay. Like, but do you see what I'm saying?
Carmella.
In the ring, though? Is she impressive in the ring?
Neither's Alexa, but we still
Alexa's
love her.
more impressive in the ring, though. I would consider Alexa pretty.
Naomi?
Using her heel tactic? No, absolutely not.
She's athletic.
Charlotte can. I think Charlotte can talk. But do you see, like, do you kind of see my, like, that is definitely difficult when, and just moreover, just in popularity standpoint, the women. Are you looking up baseball rumors right now, Joe?
Joe, look up.
Oh my God!
Look up WWE All Women's Show, just so this way we get the article.
So that
Charlotte could be a Yankee.
That is. Oh my God! What are you? What are you doing?
This is uploaded.
What are you doing? So that's definitely an issue. And the other issue is just pure popularity. Like, obviously, in women's matches, they're still nowhere near as popular as the men. So if they get their own brand, how popular is that? How many people are actually just going to watch that?
What about a show in general? What about just a show?
A pay-per-view is fine, but here's my thing. You really want to say that... So let's say on average, for an episode of Raw, that the women get a half hour of TV time per night.
Right. 2 segments, usually,
But how do you... You're telling me there's people on Raw that need to be spotlighted with that remaining time now.
Exactly. Right. There really is. There's not like an AJ Styles type. There's not a real face that can run the place per se for the women. Like, there's just you need someone a little more skilled because in WWE it's so important to talk. And there are some really, really good people. Naomi's very good in the ring. She's so athletic, but then you put them on the microphone, and it's just
feel the glow.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So that I really don't think it's a good idea. At the very least, they need we need more people, more women.
What if we use the NXT roster then?
Better. It definitely gets better.
So if they did just an all women's pay-per-view. Like a special, like
just in the ring,
like Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah, right. I see what you say. Yeah, like just in the.
Did you pull out the article, Joe?
Yeah, I have an article talking about it here.
It's better because majority of the women that are really, really good in WWE, they're really good in the ring. Like, the talking is not, but yeah. So like if you just put them in the ring. It's good. It is, but then you also have to think about if you I guess would there be builds to this pay-per-view? You know what I mean? Like or would it just be like they would just get thrown? You know what I mean? So there's a lot that goes in.
It seems like WWE is talking about making wholesale changes to its pay-per-view lineup. They've already stopped advertising TLC for October.
Well, the rumor is they could be bringing back Halloween Havoc, which that would be pretty cool.
I would be okay with a Halloween Havoc.
Right. TLC leaving, it sucks because, it's the tables, ladders, and chairs, a lot of exciting stuff, but they already have so many different, like, things to stipulate. Money in the Banks, ladders, Extreme Rules are just coming up,
There's also a rumor that at some point they're going to want to start, probably after the Fox deal kicks in, a second WrestleMania.
That's what I heard. I don't know.
Taking
place internationally, like the Greatest Royal Rumble was. They're calling it something different, but having been like in London or in Tokyo, but something the equivalent of WrestleMania because.
Or like on the scale of Greatest Royal Rumble, because I know they also made that equivalent as well.
Yeah.
So something like Greatest Royal Rumble, only on a more consistent basis.
So like a Greatest WrestleMania, but they wouldn't call it that. Like it's that type of idea.
Would it be bigger than the Greatest Royal Rumble?
I think it'd be on the same level.
If it's on the same level, then I could then that actually seems pretty good. Like getting some a consistent big pay-per-view because the Greatest Royal Rumble was pretty cool. I mean, everyone retained.
Then let's go on to this topic then, because we have so let's say we have the big 5, quote unquote.
Okay.
WrestleMania, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and Survivor Series.
Okay.
So far, that has been announced currently. We have 2 very large shows on that scale, but they're more of like large live events. We have the Greatest Royal Rumble and the WWE Super Show, which is happening in Australia later this year.
Undertaker, Triple H.
You have Ronda Rousey making an appearance, Daniel Bryan, so on.
I think Cena's also making an appearance.
So if we have something in Australia, we have something in Saudi Arabia, they'd be making a lot of headway in new areas.
Absolutely. Around the world, foreign countries.
So where else could you possibly see these shows? I know you mentioned London.
Yeah, right? You could really go with all like the major areas. You could go Britain, you can go Spain, Japan.
Maybe we could finally get that Coliseum, Joe, we were talking about.
Yeah, you could.
Because when California becomes its own country in 5 years, then, you put it out there.
No, you could. It's really good. I would not go back to Saudi Arabia after,
that backlash.
Yeah,
I think I think they're going to go back because they have like a 10-year deal or
Oh
something.
yeah,
like
they're
that.
going back.
It's just such an uncomfortable place.
Like Vince McMahon is still going to be breaking money in Hammerfest.
And there's literally no women. Wasn't there something about how there were like women on commercials for WWE and like Saudi Arabia freaked out?
Yeah.
Hey, the prince just announced that the women can drive there now, so
Wow.
he's pretty progressive.
Well, yeah, that's really that's really good.
Like, no joke.
I wish our women could drive here.
We are
No,
not.
but
We are not going into that.
But
we are not.
I don't know if I'd like to see another Super Show though, unless of course that's what they're just gonna start doing is just treating every pay-per-view like a huge event, which I feel like would be a good idea, but you'd have to
I feel like you could go back to the way things used to be, where you'd have like the big four, and then you'd have like in your house type things, where like you'd have intermittent things in between that wouldn't be full-fledged pay-per-views, but they'd be more important than your average episode of Raw. And I feel like if you built the pay-per-view roster around Money in the Bank and the rest, and the big four, and then just kind of did little events in between that felt big, but it wasn't a full-on pay-per-view. I feel like you could I feel like people would like that a lot.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have people spending $50 every month, or twice every month in some cases, to buy pay-per-views.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where this goes, though, if they are considering doing something on the scale of another WrestleMania in addition to the Greatest Royal Rumble and the Super Show that they're doing in October, right? October?
Yeah,
October.
October 6th, something like that.
Yeah, October. I think it's definitely good. It's more wrestling. It's these big name matches. It's getting a lot of stuff in foreign countries. It's definitely good. That's definitely a good thing.
You know what? Who's not going to show up there for it?
Who?
Brock Lesnar.
Suplex City, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's finally talk about.
Maybe he
this
won't
here.
be champion by the time.
Or do you want
the
to
Fox
wait
deal
and
kicks
we'll talk
in.
about New Japan really quickly? What's been going on?
Sure, we could run through that quick. Let's
All
run
right.
through that quick.
So, side note, Bullet Club, they officially had some Guerrillas of Destiny split off. Haku made his return. I know you guys like Haku.
yeah, I did hear about
Hey,
that.
I loved his return in the L1 Rumble.
Whatever.
Whatever. He just shooed you away.
Jim Ross has broken ribs from New Japan show
Yeah.
because of injury, which is something I want to talk to you guys about. Your opinion on something called Strong Style, which is very hard hitting. Very like UFC MMA style boxing. Like it's actual hits. I want to get your opinions on the New Japan Strong Style.
It has its positives and its negatives. The positive, albeit when you're in the ring, it's obviously very entertaining. It looks so much more real, and the strikes look so much more significant. I mean, Shinsuke Nakamura is the king of strong style. When he's in the ring, it's obviously very impressive, very strong strikes. And I know that also makes Ronda Rousey look so much more impressive because I think at WrestleMania, like she got hit, like you could actually see it. She took legitimate hits, and it just makes it look so much more real, so much more believable. The negative is not everyone is built to handle strong style in the ring, so you'll have someone like a Shinsuke Nakamura that can obviously handle the hits and give the hits, but you place him in the ring with other people, and that could lead to injuries, that could lead to a lot of issues. So
Like someone just had neck, like they just broke their neck. I believe it was like the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion or something like that. He had his neck broke.
is that Tetsuya Naito or
No, Naito.
No, was it Naito?
No, it's some Takahashi guy.
Yeah. Oh yes,
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I did hear
he
about
hurt
that. Yes.
his neck.
Right.
And then the way they do their heel thing there is interesting, but JR got an unannounced bump, like he was uninformed, and now he has broken ribs from like a heel move. So, strong style does have its positives and its negatives.
Yeah.
But it does shorten a lot of careers. Joe, what do you think? Or are you just too busy looking at the Mets losing?
He's not looking at the Mets
I
anymore.
had an article on the stuff with New Japan, but I mean, strong style is. I feel like it's really difficult to, once you start doing that style, to do anything else. I feel like now when if you have someone like that come over to WWE, or if you have someone who's used to the WWE style go over to Japan, and your first night in Japan, you get kicked right in the mouth, and you're like, what the hell was that?
Right.
I feel like it can catch people off guard, and I feel like if you're going from, like, if you start in Japan and you start under that style, it's one thing.
Right.
Like Shinsuke can
see what
toe
you're
the
saying.
line now.
Right.
But, I mean, or if you have a guy that's the size of Brock Lesnar doing a strong style match, I might not be walking so straight after that.
Right. Yeah, I feel like it's easier if you start with strong style. Let's say you come to WWE and Vince McMahon is like, all right, you got to like relax your in-ring style a little bit. I feel like that's a hell of a lot easier. But if you're in New Japan and you come from WWE or you don't and you're just getting brought up and you're just not used to the strong style and you now need to adapt to that, that could be very, very difficult. And I don't really know how you like avoid something like that when strong style is starting to become so much more of a prominent thing around the world. Maybe you just, when training, you start crafting more towards that, or you start crafting less towards it. I feel like we're in like that middle ground, that limbo of like how prominent strong style is right now because it's growing. But if you keep doing this, people are gonna keep getting hurt. You can't have a half measure. You gotta have a full measure with this.
Yeah, I know a lot of wrestlers have commented on it. Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, where they say like strong style.
Disco Inferno.
Huh?
Disco Inferno has been very.
Yo, fuck Disco Inferno, man.
He's been very upset about the stiff style of strong style.
Go on.
Okay. That, it's not so much about the strong style, about the striking. Like, striking's cool and stuff, but, the psychology is also very important. A lot of Japanese wrestlers have been taking that into account. The Young Bucks have been doing that. Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho has been doing that. And, is that baseball stuff?
No, it's tennis.
Oh, tennis. Oh, okay.
Wimbledon.
But, they're saying, like, strong style, it's good in, like, as long as it's safe.
Right.
You could
Right.
do stiff kicks and stuff, but if you're
Right.
doing stuff that'll legitimately, if you're doing things just to pop the crowd, it's gonna end up shortening your career. Look at
Right.
someone like Edge or
Right.
someone like Mick Foley.
Yeah,
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy.
Right.
The way he's moving around right now looks like an old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. All right, is it time for Brock? Is it time?
All right, Brocky Poo.
You guys.
Where do we even begin? The obviously big story here is UFC 226, where Daniel Cormier, in my opinion, shockingly defeated Stipe Miocic to win the heavyweight championship. I don't know how much you guys know or the people listening know about UFC and about Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier...
He was the underdog, right? That's what I've been reading.
Daniel Cormier not only was the underdog, Daniel Cormier, first off, he's one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time. Going into the Stipe match, he only had one loss, and that was against John Jones.
Really?
Yes, he has only lost to John Jones. He's lost, I think, twice to John Jones, but one of them got thrown out because John Jones drugs and the issues.
Oh, that was the guy?
John Bones Jones, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
So
that
John
was the
Jones is
match,
fine.
though. That's when he got, like, that was what, his final final firing?
Yeah, that was last year. John Jones beat Daniel Cormier for the title. And John Jones, after that, they figure out that he was on drugs again, and he's pretty much done from UFC. Like Dana White has said, there's pretty much no going back. I mean, we'll see. But so going into this match, Stipe Miocic, his competitor, I believe, defended the heavyweight belt 3 times in a row, which is the most ever. It's never been defended 3 times in a row before. So Stipe was arguably considered the greatest heavyweight ever. Because of what he was doing. And Daniel Cormier, he was a light heavyweight. He was fighting at about 205.
Yeah.
Way before. I forgot who he fought in light heavyweight, killed him, and won the title. After that, or simultaneously, Stipe defended his title. So Stipe won, Cormier won, and both of them have pretty much cleared out their respective divisions, heavyweight and light heavyweight. So Dana White, public, was like, what's next? Cormier, do you want to move up to heavyweight? Which he's done before. He has fought heavyweight. But most people would think of him as a light heavyweight because he's only 5'11", so he's short. Mm-hmm. So for him to bulk up to like 240, and he did, but for him to bulk up to 240, most people thought that wasn't really good for him. So most would consider him more of a light heavyweight. I would, but this was before this match. So he bulks up. He gets to 246 pounds. 5'11", 246. Stipe Miocic, I believe, is 6'4", and came in at 242. So he had 5 inches on Cormier, and Cormier was bigger. So no one really knew what was going to happen here. Miocic was the favorite, and Cormier knocks him out round 1. Watching it, it was so shocking to see that. I thought Stipe was going to win. If, let's say, Cormier won, I thought it was going to go to the distance. I thought it was going to be really, really close. Cormier knocks him out of nowhere. Gets both belts. Now, Before this match started, I don't know if you knew, but Brock Lesnar went to Dana White and said, I want the winner. Whoever wins, that's who I want to fight
I
next.
heard rumors that Brock Lesnar wanted John Jones, and they said no.
Well, John Jones was never in the cards. So then, basically, whoever won Miocic against Cormier, Lesnar wanted to fight. Lesnar thought it was going to be Stipe Miocic. He thought
Is that
Stipe
why he was
gonna
laughing
win.
at Cormier?
He was very surprised that Cormier won. Along with a lot of people, he was very, very surprised. He thought Stipe was going to show up. So the publicity stunt that kind of happened with Cormier is Cormier wins, calls out Lesnar to come to the octagon, which I believe was planned. Then Lesnar comes up to him, two hands, extends, shoves Cormier with a good amount of power. You could see Cormier's shocked face. I don't think that was planned. It could have been. If it was done extremely well. And we have a match. Lesnar curses him out, curses Miocic out. Cormier says, you're going to go to sleep. And you blink. Lesnar's in the USADA pool, which is the pool you need to go into after you get suspended for drugs. He needs to be clean for 6 months, which takes you to January. And by all rights, in January, February, they're gonna fight for the heavyweight championship. It's very shocking. It's very, very cool for now to transfer back to WWE. What this does for WWE, obviously Vince McMahon loves it because it gets mainstream headlines. Brock Lesnar, he's the champion and he's a Universal Champion. Now it's getting headlines for WWE. What horrifies me is that he brings the Universal title into that UFC fight. Horrifies me. That horrifies me. And I'll open the floor to you guys of what you think of that, but that terrifying. And I know Vince wants that, or might want that, because you bring the WWE belt into UFC, you make the WWE look so much better, more popular. But the way the Universal title has been treated from Brock right now, I think if he does that, it just hurts so much.
I think Brock might get destroyed by Cormier.
I hope he does.
If he does that, if he loses to Cormier handily and he walks in there with a WWE title belt, it makes WWE look like it happened with CM Punk, where it didn't really help WWE's stock that he got his shit rocked twice.
Right.
But they already kind of just knew he was a wrestling guy. If you had the WWE logo slapped across Brock Lesnar and he walks in January and gets lit up by Cormier, it's only going to drive your stock down. For the
that is an outstanding point, because Brock Lesnar is 41, I believe now.
30.
No, he's at least 40, I believe.
I thought he was late 30s. I thought he didn't turn 40 yet.
Hang on, pause. Take a pause for the cause. I thought he was 41. We're gonna find this out right now, depending on Joe's Wi-Fi.
Brock Lesnar. Come on, he is 41.
Yeah, 41.
Okay.
So
He just turned 41 yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, you piece of shit. If you're listening, I'm so sorry.
Happy birthday! Now give me my title.
Lesnar's 41, Daniel Cormier is 39, so he is old. Daniel Cormier. Here's the thing.
Cormier though has been in the octagon.
Lesnar is bigger. There's no doubt. Lesnar is bigger and Lesnar is stronger, more muscle. Cormier is such a better fighter. 100%. Daniel Cormier is arguably the greatest fighter ever in the history of UFC. I believe he is now one of 2 or 3 now to hold 2 belts, the 2 highest belts, light heavyweight and heavyweight. It is super impressive. Lesnar is older now. If way back when he won the UFC title, maybe but right now all Lesnar has is his strength. Cormier is such a better fighter in the octagon.
That's what I've been hearing a lot. Like a lot of reports that I've been hearing is that a lot of people are giving the edge to Cormier because he's a better fighter, striker. He can match Lesnar for wrestling, and that's the biggest thing Lesnar has going for him is his amateur wrestling background. However, Cormier,
this is nothing. This is no amateur anymore. We're not in a. If Cormier gets him on the ground, you're in big trouble.
Because he can go pound for pound wrestle with him, and Brock Lesnar, I don't think was ever known for his striking in UFC, if I remember correctly. I think he was more of a mat-based guy. Yeah, he was a grappler. But again,
Brock Lesnar can certainly punch, and he certainly has a big striking man because it comes down to the natural talent. He just not natural that the God-gifted strength that Brock Lesnar has is absolutely ridiculous, unparalleled. Really, it is unbelievable how strong Brock Lesnar is, and that is what's carrying him in here. If he was the size of no joke, if he was like the size of CM Punk and he decided to take up UFC, he would meet CM Punk's fate. I believe he had the amateur wrestling background and the just unbelievable size, and that propelled him to the top. Now, I believe 2010, 2011 is when he was big in UFC, if I have my year wrong. So now you're 7 years removed, and you're facing a guy that literally just knocked out possibly the greatest heavyweight of all time in the first round.
Yeah.
I certainly am going to want to see it. I think most WWE fans are going to want to see it.
Now,
but
this brings me up to the big question. Do you think Brock's going to drop the title soon? Because there's been reports that he's going to SummerSlam, not going to SummerSlam, been announced for SummerSlam, not been announced for SummerSlam.
The latest report is he will be at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
that came down today that he will be there.
Yeah, and it could absolutely change. My gut tells me he's going to go to SummerSlam. He's going to win. Yeah, I think he's going to retain. I don't think there's going to be any match. I don't think Braun Strowman's cashing in. I don't think any of that's happening. After all this, you're going to take Lesnar, the big UFC guy now, you're going to take the belt off him? No. I think he's going to retain at SummerSlam. What happens at Survivor Series, perhaps, unless he leaves before then, that's where you have a question. Because now you're getting close to January. Eventually, he's going to have to train. Now, I don't know when this fight is. It could be in March. You don't really know. But eventually, he's going to need at least 2-3 months to train. So, but as far as August is concerned, you have September, October, November, December, January, 5 months. He doesn't really need all that time. And he is sort of training. He's staying in shape for WWE. So, I don't see him. If he fights at SummerSlam, I don't see him dropping the belt at all, which... I'm sick of it. I'm really sick of Lesnar. The big name has gone away from me. I've had enough.
Who do you think's gonna face him at? I think we'll get into this once we get into the.
It's the winner of the Roman.
It's the winner of Reigns Lashley.
Yes.
I believe the winner of Reigns Lashley is going to face Lesnar, and we'll get to the predictions. But I really don't think it matters when coming to SummerSlam. Lesnar is going to beat whoever it is, assuming he fights at SummerSlam, which we don't even know. So
it's all up in the air.
Yeah,
which
it really
would
is.
Be fun to see what main events SummerSlam.
Yes, it's gonna have to be a Brock Lesnar match.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna take a little break here, folks, and then we're gonna get down to our Extreme Rules predictions.
It's going to be a three-way for the TNA Heavyweight title and sacrifice between you, Kurt Angle, and Samoa Joe. Now, before you get there, you have an important step tonight as you and X Division champion Petey Williams take on the unlikely duo of Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at sacrifice, you got a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I got a 66 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning if we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 2/3%. I got a 141 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice. See, but I'm going to break it down for all you ladies. Would you rather be with me, or would you rather be with Joe?
Well, I think Joe's kind of nice.
All right, welcome back to the show,
Scott
guys.
Steiner, math whiz.
Yeah, he's a
So,
statistics major.
I was about to say, Jared, as a stats major, how How does that resonate with you?
He was actually in a couple of your classes, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. He I cheated on him a couple times. I couldn't figure it out, Oh boy. Wow.
There's a lot of thirds in there and a lot of percents.
He has a lot of thirds. Why? What's with him and thirds?
I'll give him this much. The numbers he was adding and subtracting, he got the right answer.
Right, they were correct. It's just...
What does it mean?
What does it mean and how does he get there is... Let's get to the predictions.
Oh, it's gone. He's gone. All right.
All right, guys. So, for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, on the kickoff show just announced, we have Sin Cara versus Andrade Cien Almas.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
was that announced like a minute ago?
It was actually announced during the podcast. All right.
Yeah, because I didn't even...
So, we have Andrade Cien Almas versus Sin Cara, as well as a tables match between New Day and Sanity in a tables match on the kickoff pre-show. On the main card, we have, for the Raw Tag Team Championships, we have the B Team, Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, taking on the champions, the Deleters of Worlds, Woken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. For the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, we have Team Hell No taking on the champions, the Bludgeon Brothers. For the Intercontinental Championship, we have a 30-minute Iron Man match with with Dolph Ziggler, the champion, and Drew McIntyre in his corner taking on Seth Rollins. The United States Championship will be contested between Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke Nakamura. We have Finn Balor taking on Baron Corbin, as well as a steel cage match between Money in the Bank winner Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens. With James Ellsworth in a shark cage match, we have Asuka taking on the champion Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Contested under Extreme Rules, we have the Alexa Bliss taking on Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship. We have AJ Styles defending the WWE Championship against Rusev. And finally, we have Bobby Lashley taking on Roman Reigns.
How did you do that? How did you do all of that?
He does it every...
You were looking at nothing.
He does it every predictions episode.
How?
I'm not really...
Wow, because that's a first for me.
I'm not shocked at this point.
That was extremely impressive. Okay. Wow. Well,
Thank you.
I guess he has the belt for a reason. Damn.
Thank you.
Okay.
I mean, if you want, CJ, I can try and take the lead on this.
You want to give that one a shot?
I can give it the old whirl, my first chance at hosting a segment.
All right.
So let's run through it.
All right, can you just add another thing for the Andrade Cien Almas versus Sin Cara?
Yeah, we can edit. I mean, we all have the same answer, I'm sure, anyway, so we'll edit it.
Yes, Sin Cara.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll start with the kickoff match, and I'll read off Jimmy's predictions as well since he's not here.
Yes.
Tables match, New Day and Sanity. He picks Sanity. I pick Sanity.
Well, hang on. Are we all going Almas for that Sin Cara? Almas. Let's just get...
If Jimmy doesn't pick Almas, I'm going to punch him in the face.
All right, so let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah. So the kickoff match that was just confirmed, Sin Cara versus Andrade Cien Almas. Everyone on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Andrade.
Got it.
What'd you say?
Andrade? Okay.
I said Almas. He said Andrade, and you said Kane. All right, we're off to a good start.
Andrade, Kane, Almas.
Perfect.
All
right. So let's
Jimmy, I really hope you're picking Andrade.
So Jimmy picks Sanity, and I as well pick Sanity.
Oh, well, let's hang on just before we preface this. So, CJ retained his title at Money in the Bank. So now we're on the road to SummerSlam. So the next 3 pay-per-views, which are Extreme Rules, NXT TakeOver, and SummerSlam, those combined will decide who gets the championship coming out of SummerSlam.
CJ.
So just to...
So we're going to have to make 3 rounds of predictions before we know who wins this thing.
Yeah, and just as a little sidebar, I lost to CJ in WrestleMania by 1, and that was due to the fact of Nicholas, that stupid girl that won with Braun Strowman, and then at Money in the Bank, we tied. So it's been a long few months, so I'd really like to take that from you.
3
So
months.
Sanity against the New Day.
So, yeah, Jimmy and I both pick Sanity. Jimmy,
I'm going with Sanity.
I think it'd be insane not to choose Sanity.
She's good.
Okay.
You know what's... Hold on. One thing I want to bring up is that at MSG, that was the first time that Jared saw the belt that he almost got.
Yeah.
Twice. Moving on, Joe.
So the So next up we have, and Jimmy did confuse me at one point because he tried to put champion in parentheses, but it turned into a copyright symbol, and I'm like, why are we copyrighting
That was
everything?
me.
That was you? Okay.
That was me.
So for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, it'll be the Bludgeon Brothers defending against Team Hell No, and we'll start. So Jimmy picked the Bludgeon Brothers. We'll start with the chant this time. CJ?
Yo, Bludgeon Brothers, my dude. Team Hell No is going to be short-lived. I want to bring up something really quickly, though, after Jared's prediction.
And Jared?
Bludgeon Brothers also, they're too strong. There's rumblings about them facing Sanity at SummerSlam, which take my money. So
I heard rumors also of Daniel Bryan versus either Kane or The Miz at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'm choosing the Bludgeon Brothers as well because I do think that the Miz will interfere.
No, he's already at like a baseball game or something.
Either, regardless of whether Miz interferes or not, I think eventually we're barreling towards Daniel Bryan against the Miz.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you not? I don't see him fighting Kane. I think they might just lose, to be honest. Like, they could lose clean. Nothing's really wrong
And
with
Kane
that.
will just eat the pin.
What I'm
there's
thinking
really nothing
is
wrong with that.
possible is if Daniel Bryan signs the re-extension, Daniel Bryan and Miz is going to be saved towards Mania.
Yeah.
Which we will then get Daniel Bryan
Or the
versus
Rumble, like that general,
Yeah, but it'll be Daniel Bryan versus Kane then at SummerSlam if it turns out that Daniel Bryan resigns.
Which
because they are
I don't
rushing
think we'll
it.
know before SummerSlam. If
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah, I really don't need to see Daniel Bryan against Kane at SummerSlam.
Again.
Yeah,
Again.
I don't really.
Can't wait.
I feel like you could just. There's ways where they could just lose and not break up, or just part way. Like there's ways where this can work out. Who knows what's going to happen? But at the very least, yeah, Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah.
And then, so now the Raw Tag Team Championships. Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, the Deleters of Worlds, defending against the B Team. Jimmy has chosen the Deleters of Worlds. I actually just wrote the word delete in all caps 3 times with exclamation points, so I'm also choosing the Deleters of Worlds. And now, Jared?
I'm also going to go with the Deleters of Worlds. There's just no way in hell that the B Team are gonna. There's just no way. There's really just not much to say. You don't need a big rationalization for this, CJ.
Hold on, I'm getting a premonition from the 7 deities. They've confirmed it. The Leaders of Worlds.
For the record, I already typed the Deleters of Worlds, so we could have just skipped it.
Yeah, we could have just moved on. All right, now we're gonna get into
Some weird territory.
Yeah, now we're gonna get into some difficult predictions here.
So our second gimmick match of the night, I guess you can call it a gimmick match.
Yeah, why not?
Is for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Carmella defends against Asuka with James Ellsworth suspended above the ring in a shark cage. And Jimmy has picked Carmella. I have wrote Mella is money. So as much as I hate myself for doing it, I am picking Carmella as well. So CJ?
You know how much it sucks when I was a huge Shinsuke fan in NXT and New Japan. I was a huge Asuka fan in NXT. I was a huge fan of Asuka when she was on Raw, when she won the Rumble. Then she lost.
Yep.
And I've been soured on her ever since, because then I realized I just loved her so much because she was undefeated.
Maybe Vince just doesn't like Japanese people.
That's what I'm thinking. As much as I want Asuka to win, there is a better Japanese woman, and her name is Kairi Sane, and she's down in NXT. I'm going to go with Carmella
Vince
because
will ruin her, too.
I hope not. Kairi Sane is so adorable. She's so kawaii.
So he's picking Carmella.
I am picking Carmella.
Jared?
Yeah, we've already talked about it. I think Carmella will retain the title.
You could have just said I picked
But
Carmella.
I think Asuka will win because I think this is going to extend to SummerSlam where hopefully Asuka wins. But this whole shark cage nonsense, you know he's going to get out. They had that stupid mace pepper spray thing. Regardless of our predictions, I think we could all agree that it's just a shame what has happened to Asuka. It is such a shame. But as far as this match goes, I think he gets out of the shark cage, throws something down, and I think there's a DQ. I think somewhere along the line. I think it's going to get extended because if you have Ellsworth toss something down, Carmella retains, you move on. I just don't see it. I think this is a SummerSlam feud because I think Asuka's eventually going to get her time in the sun with this because all the commentators talk about is how Asuka's better, Asuka's going to win, eventually Asuka's going to take it or something like that. So I can't just see James Ellsworth throwing down mace and spraying it, and the ref just becomes Stevie Wonder, doesn't see any of it, and we move on. I think it's going to get extended, and the only way I would be shocked if Carmella won this, and then they would just do this a third time.
I'm thinking they might do Carmella versus Becky because they've been building Becky up steadily, and that could be the SmackDown feud for SummerSlam, and I think potentially we can get Asuka versus Carmella and Asuka versus Charlotte, in a rematch at SummerSlam because Carmella should be coming back soon from her surgery.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
It could be. There's a lot of things that would have to fall in that place. It sounds good on paper.
But then this could lead to an Asuka heel turn, which would be nice.
Yeah, as far as this goes, my official prediction is Asuka will win this match. Okay. But this is a tough one. It's definitely a tough one.
I think it's going to be Becky's time to shine, and I'm really hoping Becky gets
I hope you're right just from an emotional standpoint. Becky's fantastic. Yes. So moving on.
So Jared picks Asuka to win the match, but Carmella to retain the title.
But wait. I want to confirm something. What if Asuka wins and gets the title? Do you still get a point for that?
Well, all I have is Asuka winning. If Asuka wins...
Actually, no, he has Asuka wins match, Mella retains title.
Well, that was just Joe specifying. No, if Asuka wins in any form...
Yeah, that's what I assume.
Then I'm good.
Yeah, then he's good.
Because I remember I've asked you before about what matters, who wins or who retains.
Oh, it's just who
right,
wins.
so I think Asuka wins.
Yeah.
I just as a sidebar, I think Carmella will retain, but that's...
So, Joe, correct your damn thing.
Hey, we have to make sure everything is, on the up and up.
So yeah, I'm going with Asuka. Like I said, I think that might be the toughest one to call on the card, just because of the unpredictability and the ridiculousness. Yeah. So let's move on.
So
Joe, hold on. I'm just looking at all this bullshit on your thing, and I'm
look. You are a nitpicker.
No, we'll get to all of it. All right.
Of course, it's all great. So on the Raw side, an Extreme Rules match. Alexa Bliss defends against Nia Jax. Jimmy has picked Alexa Bliss. I said Moment of Bliss. Alexa Bliss retains the title, probably with a kendo stick of some fashion.
Bliss.
And Jared picks Bliss. And CJ.
Muffin butt.
Nia Jax.
Yeah.
No, that was...
I know.
Oh, that's what it was?
Biscuit butt.
I knew it was something.
That was Mickey James, right?
Yeah. Because, again, Alexa age-shamed her, but no, let's just not talk about that. Let's just have Mickey just magically turn heel and go with Alexa again. God.
This really isn't close.
This is Alexa just feuding with until Ronda shows up.
Well, Ronda is going to be there, so Ronda's probably going to have something to do with the reason that Bliss wins, I feel like, because I don't think they're going to have, obviously they're not going to have Bliss win clean against Nia Jax because of the size of her. Ronda's going to get involved.
Can you not win clean, though, in an Extreme Rules match?
Ronda accidentally pushes Nia through a table somehow.
Yeah, right.
Gets the pin.
Yeah, it'll figure itself out.
I think Ronda's going to hold the belt on for a while. Because I think, like, if Survivor Series is any indication, we could get Ronda versus Alexa. Not Ronda versus Alexa, Ronda versus Becky.
Yeah.
4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen.
See, like, here's the thing, just as a little sidebar for if and when, well, it's more like when Ronda will eventually win the title, she has to, come on, she has to get better on the mic. She has to. She's not bad. She's not terrible. But she has to get better, and there's either 2 ways for her to get better. A, practice, or B, you get Paul Heyman. But
did you see her Instagram?
We'll see.
Her Instagram stories are fucking great. I love her Instagram posts. They're always so nice and like wholesome.
Yeah, she's fantastic. I don't know. I don't know how you dislike her right now.
Interviews are great too.
Yeah, because she's really wanted this, and she was so close with Roddy Piper. Like it just, I know there might be some WWE fans out there that just don't like her because they're WWE homegrown fans, and she's coming in. But she has a lot of respect for this industry, and she's so good in the ring. She's unlike any woman ever in the ring. It's unbelievable what she can do, and I love her up and down.
Yeah. So Travis Brown, if you're if you don't have any use for her, I will marry her in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
She only dates champions, Joe.
I really hate her.
Yeah, I know. I hate her so much. Can we pool our picks together?
We need to make his pick super specific. Like, he has to name the finishing move they win with.
Yeah.
He has to name everything.
The color of their clothes.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
we got to get like really ridiculous here.
Just to make him lose points. So,
all right.
Moving on, it is Finn Balor versus Stephanie McMahon's personally appointed constable of Monday Night Raw, Baron Corbin. Jimmy picks Balor. I put the Demon Kane. Sorry, King. Word association. Sorry about that. It slipped out. The Demon King. Although, unfortunately, we probably won't be getting the Demon at Extreme Rules.
I don't think so.
Hopefully, we get it at SummerSlam, but I don't even know what he's going to do for SummerSlam. But
Well,
Finn Balor defeats Baron Corbin and his no longer existent hairline. Jared?
I'm going with Finn Balor. I have not a feeling, because I do think Finn Balor's gonna win, because first off, he needs it so much more. But I pray to God that they just don't have Corbin bury the guy. That will piss me off so much. I could see it. It's not out of this world for that to happen. For
Because
Corbin
Baron
just
Corbin
to
tries
bury
to crush his dreams.
Yeah, I could absolutely see it. It would not shock me. I think it's Balor. I hope it's Balor. That's why I'm going with Balor. CJ?
I guess I'm the lone wolf here.
Oh, you are not doing this. No, please. You're wishing for darkness?
It's gonna be the end of days, man. Because here's the thing: Vince is high on the guy.
Yeah.
He's in a very prominent position compared to Finn Balor. Like, Finn Balor looks like he was just thrown against Corbin because Corbin needed someone to fight with.
No.
Not like Balor needed someone to
Oh,
fight with.
I don't want to think like that. You are a pessimist, and I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I really hope Balor wins.
Yeah.
Give us all a leg up. So,
I hope Balor wins too, but I'm thinking it's gonna be Corbin.
he's thinking with his head. That's the problem. He's not thinking with his heart. So,
All right, moving on.
next championship match on the card, we have a guy who's probably held together with duct tape at this point, Jeff Hardy, defending against Shinsuke Nakamura. Jimmy picks Shinsuke. CJ, what's your choice?
Oh man, Jeff Hardy needs a fucking break. Let's go Nakamura.
He really does.
Holy fucking crap! Like, the only reason why he was so good in the later TNA years is that he wasn't asked to do as much, and he relied so much on his character.
And he was stoned out of his head.
I don't think no, not 2011, 2014 when he was broken. Damn it!
He probably couldn't even feel pain.
Wrong, Jeff.
Look, Jeff, I love you, but we all know it was
Brother
bad.
Nero, my
Look,
dude.
he probably didn't feel any pain then, but so, and I have chosen near to teeth.
No, it's
Near to face.
Not when a police dog bites you, it isn't. And Jared,
I am also going with Shinsuke Nakamura for two big reasons. Jeff absolutely needs a break, and can we just give Nakamura a title already?
So wait, Jeff and Nakamura both need a break.
Yeah, in different ways. Yeah, Hardy needs a literal break, and Nakamura needs a figurative one.
Like,
he needs a literal break before something breaks.
Right, yeah. So,
He
come
might
on
be
already.
One swanton away from a hip replacement.
Yeah, this will. If Jeff wins, I don't think anyone wins. I don't think Jeff will be happy, and I don't think Nakamura will be happy.
I'd be like,
For
Jeff,
God's sakes.
you poor fucker. Just go sleep for a little while.
Yeah, enough.
Go back to Cameron for a bit.
Yeah, seriously. All right, so everyone
And-
has Shinsuke.
The Intercontinental Championship 30-minute Iron Man match, Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. Jimmy has picked Dolph Ziggler. I have picked the Spirit Squad's Nikki. And Jared, we're to you now.
Oh, boy. It's tough because my heart wants Rollins so badly, but he needs to go on to bigger things right now. Bigger feuds, maybe a bigger belt. Dolph Ziggler has a good thing going here with McIntyre. Eventually, you'd think they break up. Maybe McIntyre gets over somehow, but they got that good Diesel Shawn Michaels thing going. I'm going with Dolph Ziggler to retain this title in what could be match of the night. I think I would definitely say that. I think it'll be match of the night. It's going to be outstanding. Oh boy, do I want Seth Rollins, but I'm going with Dolph Ziggler. CJ?
I wish I wish we could burn it down.
Yeah, I wish too, buddy.
Like, this is where I want my heart to win.
Yeah, I want it so bad, but
Ziggler has to win.
yeah, he does. He needs it more. He's got a good thing going with this belt with McIntyre. Oh, boy.
He even said he wants McIntyre to turn him at some point. They asked him in an interview, like, where do you see this going? He's like, at some point, I want Drew to, like, turn on me and go over.
Yeah,
The
and
only
it'll work.
reason-
And it'll work so well when it
The
happens.
only reason why Dolph and Drew are paired up is so this way, Drew can be protected while building himself up as a force.
And I remember when Dolph had that stupid phase of the entrances and all that crap, and things were so bad.
Hey, I'm proud of you, Dolph. You won a championship, but didn't just put it in the mat and walk away the next night.
Yeah, like it's about time that Ziggler finally gets a belt, holds on to it for some time, because that has not happened for a while. I remember he had a match against The Miz a couple of years ago for the IC title.
Payback, one of the best matches of the year.
That was such an incredible
No,
match.
it was No Mercy.
No Mercy.
Yeah, No Mercy.
The career versus
Yep,
title match?
Yep,
So
and
good.
Ziggler won it. I think he lost to Shu during the match. He wins, and I believe he lost it the next night.
Like
or
a
the
week
next
later.
week. It was pitiful. I hated it, and everyone wanted Ziggler to win. So it's about time he finally gets a belt, and let's
Zack
keep
Ryder
it.
got a WrestleMania moment in a ladder match, won the title, and then Miz beat him the next night on Raw.
No problems with that. Moving on.
A lot of problems with that. We want Zack.
You know what's funny about all this? Zach has more of a WrestleMania moment than Dolph Ziggler.
Zack has more WrestleMania moments than Jeff Hardy.
What are you talking about? Jeff had the return.
Yeah, but Jeff's only had one. That was his first win at WrestleMania.
Yo, I know that was his first win.
All right, moving on.
To the steel cage match. Braun Strowman, Mr. Monster in the Bank, versus Kevin Owens. CJ, who have you got?
I just hope Kevin doesn't die. I hope Kevin doesn't get lost in the shuffle, and I hope Kevin goes back to SmackDown.
Oh, he's going to get lost somewhere. He's going to get lost under the ring in a body bag after this match.
Or maybe in a mangled up steel cage.
Jared?
I'm gonna go with Braun Strowman. But I just want to say something. This I felt was trickier to pick than everyone thinks.
I agree, because
This is a steel cage match, which means there is a way that Kevin Owens can win this without pinning or submitting Strowman. He could run away, and Owens has been getting massacred for months
Where
now.
he just flails Owens through the wall of the cage
Right.
and he falls out.
Yeah, me and Joe actually talked about that there is a way where like Strowman could like give him a running power slam through the ring, but evidently Owens goes through first. There are ways where Owens could absolutely win this.
But here's the thing. The last time that happened with the steel cage, obviously the other guy won. So, Braun could just throw Kevin through the through the steel cage. Braun could still win.
But I mean, they already went with the bullshit steel cage finish at Greatest Royal Rumble, so
Yeah.
hopefully they wouldn't go for
We're,
that
we're,
again.
all, we're all picking Braun. I am going Braun, but I just want to preface this by saying that there is definitely a way Owens can win. If he did win by these type of means that I'm talking about, I would not be shocked. But Braun is Braun.
You know
the
what?
guy's a wrecking crew. Eventually, he's going to have to get this damn belt, and I'm going with Braun.
The funny thing is that you're finally on Team Braun. You weren't on his team at WrestleMania.
Oh, well, WrestleMania. That's different. I always liked Braun.
You could've been
I
on
did
his
not
team at
like.
WrestleMania instead of
Yeah.
Nicholas.
Yeah, I could have teamed with him. I would have won the damn tag team championship except for Nicholas, the freaking Make-A-Wish Foundation title win. Moving on. No issues with Strowman. It's that stupid kid. I'm going to find him. I'm going to find what school he goes to. I want that damn belt. Joe, moving on with the predictions. Okay. God damn it, motherfucker! Shit! Nicholas! No respect for the Raw Tag Team Championship. The bar. Great technical wrestling. You give it to a kid that looks like a girl. Motherfucker! Joe?
We still got 2 matches left. Oh, and by the way, Jared, you said we were all picking Braun. You don't know that I'm picking Braun. I am picking Braun.
Okay, good.
So
You don't know that we're all picking Braun? I am picking Braun.
You know who else is picking Braun?
Don't say it. Don't
it's
say
okay,
it.
buddy. It's okay.
Don't say it.
The youngest champion in WWE history.
Okay.
Hornswoggle?
No, he's the short. Actually, no, Nicholas might have broke that record
No,
too.
I think he's taller than Hornswoggle. I'll put money on he's taller than Hornswoggle. So we move on now to the main event from each brand. We start with the WWE Championship match. AJ Styles defending against Rusev. We will see.
Are you all upset that this will not main event the show?
No.
No.
No, absolutely not.
So we'll leave Jimmy for last. So CJ, what's your choice here?
Oh man, it's phenomenal. AJ Styles. Yo, Rusev's a placeholder, man.
Jared?
Yeah, you got to go to AJ Styles here. He's in my opinion, the best thing in WWE. I think they gave Rusev this shot just to appease the rabid fan base of Rusev Day.
And there's also going to be to test the waters too, because if he can hold because you can easily give Rusev the United States Championship match against Shinsuke Nakamura as the popular heel. That'd be a great way to turn him face too in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And it would also be, you can see if Rusev can hang with a big crowd.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the one day if you do want to put him
Right, because you're literally putting him in with a guy, AJ Styles, that could have like a 4-star match with a sponge. So
you have him with Brock Lesnar when no one else can.
So let's see what happens here. I think this is more like a tryout for Rusev. Like, you're not going to win. Let's see what you're made of.
House money at this point.
Yeah, exactly. You're here. You probably shouldn't have been, but you're so over that they put you in. Now let's see what you could really do in the ring with AJ Styles, because he's always been like part of the mid card. Even though he was with Cena, but that was for the U.S.
That
title.
was even a mid card.
Right,
program.
it was a mid card program, but Cena was not. So let's see what he does here.
So I choose Claire Lynch's lover, AJ Styles. I hope she's doing very well with her life. So that just leaves
You're
Jimmy.
a piece of shit.
well, Jimmy picked Rusev.
Yeah. All right. For the
How?
All right.
How?
Jimmy picked Rusev.
How? You're literally just losing.
Stop it. You also picked with the heart when you guys picked Finn Balor. Jimmy picked with the heart by picking Rusev.
Wait, what are you talking about, Finn
Balor versus Baron?
That's not a dumb pick. That could absolutely happen. Need I remind you that Jimmy also picked Finn Balor to win the Elimination Chamber match?
Yeah, right for WrestleMania.
I remember that.
That Roman was absolutely gonna win.
Just like he was gonna beat Brock for fucking WrestleMania.
How you pick Rusev? Jimmy, if you're listening,
Jimmy,
kudos to
Jimmy,
you.
when you listen to this, I want you to take $10 and I want you to go to the nearest bookie and I want you to place a bet on Rusev, because if you win, you're gonna get paid. It's gonna pay out.
Probably like $50.
But hey, it's pretty good.
5-1 odds actually for a one-on-one match. Is
Yeah,
huge. That's actually really big.
Jimmy's a huge. I've never seen him go up against Rusev. I've never seen him go up against Rusev.
Well,
guess there should be a time for a place. So the final match of the night, the main event,
probably the main event.
More than likely.
should be the main event. Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley.
AKA the Brock Lesnar tryout.
It's basically a more contenders match. If they do this right, it could be a contender for match of the night.
If they do it, if they do it right, it's not going to be like technically sound as like Ziggler Rollins, but it could be really entertaining with two monsters going head to
head. If this
head.
was an Extreme Rules match or something, I'd be incredibly hyped.
Yeah, this has no stipulations, right?
No, that's another disappointment about this card.
Ridiculous.
There's only like 4 or 5 stipulations on this card.
Oh, this is at the very least like no DQ or something with these two monsters is ridiculous.
Well, that was like when Randy Orton and Triple H made him at the Mania a few years ago, and it was like the climax of that whole him destroying Triple H's family thing, and it wasn't no holds barred. And I'm like, well, that's a blown opportunity.
And then they still made it no holds barred by knocking out the ref.
Yeah, the whole thing. And this feud, like, they're good. They're both really good, and I would like to think that the match is going to be good. But the build up, I just don't understand why they just hate each other so damn much. It's not believable that they could despise. It's not believable enough that they could despise each other this much in this short of time to cause the entire roster to come out. Samoa Joe put Paul Heyman in the coquina clutch and put him to sleep. That caused Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar to go at each other like hell, causing the roster to come out. That makes sense. This, I don't
think Roman banged Bobby Lashley's sister.
Yeah,
I think that's the
the one with the mustache.
It should have been. This should have just been a feud on. I want Brock.
Right.
I'm better. No, I'm better.
Exactly.
But they couldn't
100%.
mention Brock because they didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Well, at the very least, they could have just said, like, and they kind of did, like, saying, like, I'm the man, and they were saying that, but it's gotten to a point where they're like, I hate you.
Do you think it would have been better if Brock's status wasn't so up in the air? They could have just made
absolutely.
Well, because in the beginning, this was going to be part of a number one contenders match.
Right. So, right, yeah, in a perfect world, yeah, you could have like Paul Heyman come out and be like, who is the, who can measure up to lose to Brock? You know what I mean?
Gong.
Like, yeah, right. So like this, oh my God.
I'm digging souls and coming for that belt.
And digging souls and taking holes.
Oh.
So moving on to the predictions, Joe.
Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley. I have chosen Roman Baines instead of Reigns. Bay. I kind of wrenched it in there because he is the most wonderful man on the entire WWE roster, and it does not include Undertaker because he's technically a free agent. So I win.
Oh, hold on.
Roman.
Before that, I forgot to throw this out to Jimmy because he truly believes that this Sunday. Just to throw that out to Jimmy, because he would have done it.
We'll put it on his epitaph.
Yeah. So we will we'll write it as the caption when we show the picture of him in fourth place in the standings.
Yep.
But yeah, so I'm choosing Roman Reigns. I do think it's going to be Roman versus Brock at SummerSlam. I really want Roman to win, but we'll discuss that as it gets closer. But yeah, I'm going for the big dog. Jared?
This is a tough one. Definitely a tough one.
I'm gonna agree with that one.
Roman's the easy choice, definitely, but they've kind of been like screwing around with putting Reigns all the way over because of the crowd, and Lashley's definitely a good opponent for Brock, assuming Brock even fights at SummerSlam, because you can't really, come to that conclusion. Assuming it is Brock, Lashley against Lesnar would be very, very good. Lashley can do it. Reigns can do an assortment of other things. That being said, Roman Reigns is going to win this match. CJ?
Damn right.
It's a tough one.
CJ?
It is very tough because on one hand you have the conclusion of a feud that's been going on for years with Roman Reigns. On the other hand, you have a literal dream match between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, which has been talked about for a decade.
Yep.
The problem is at the end of the day, after SummerSlam, I see none of these three men being Universal Champion. All I see is Braun Strowman.
Well, that's interesting, and I appreciate the hope.
I might lean that way. Depends on if Brock actually gives up the friggin' title.
Yeah. What's your pick, CJ?
Either he's not sure or he just doesn't want me to hear him say it.
No, I feel like he's actually not sure.
I'm really not.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Because I'm trying to think, and also prediction-wise, if I go Roman, then that means we all lose the point, so it's safe.
If you want to think like, but then you could.
If you take Bobby and Roman wins, then you better pray that friggin'
right, because you also have Corbin. So
you better pray that Corbin.
Let's say right. You also have Corbin, and I have Asuka. So there are things. So that should really hold this. That should really hold no bearing on this because there are some differences here.
Yeah.
And not to mention, we're probably playing with like a point. You know, like you know what I mean.
No, you know what? Pick Bobby. I want to have 2 legs up on you in case Balor wins.
Yeah,
if Balor and Roman win, I want to be 2 points up on you.
Right, we're really quabbling over a point here. Usually, as you get SummerSlam's probably going to be a more unpredictable
I know, but
card.
I'm just trying to think.
Well, we need an answer. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns, clean sweep. Hoo-ah.
He's not a good guy.
He's not a bad guy.
He's just a bitch!
He's the guy.
I'm doing the arm pose right now for you, Roman.
I'm not.
I know you're.
I refuse.
I know you're one of the 60+ people that listen every week. I know you saw me in the stands at Madison Square Garden, the one guy with a Roman Reigns shirt on, cheering the hell out of you.
Yeah, just a
I
little.
saw you point to me.
Yeah, just a little sidebar. Bobby Lashley's looked in our direction when we were at Madison Square Garden, and I stood up and pointed at him, and he pointed in my direction. So I'm going to say he pointed at me. So I just want to say, Bobby, if you're listening, you're awesome.
I also held up my belt, too. He might have liked me.
No, he's pointing at me. He was pointing at me.
Well, you know what?
He was pointing in our direction, though. Do you remember that when he pointed in our direction?
Me and Roman did the hand thing together. That was like, it was a bonding moment.
Yeah, my asshole.
He looked at me. He's like, "Hey, dude, you're cool. You've been one of my biggest supporters for the last 4 years since I got here. Ooh, this match is for you."
You've been here 6 years, you uncultured fucktard.
So, in summary, I believe, Joe, between the two of us, our only difference is you have Carmella, I have Asuka.
Yes.
CJ, you and
Corbin.
Yeah, you and Joe. The only difference is that you have Corbin, and I also have Asuka. So there's a couple differences there.
And Jimmy's got Rusev.
And Jimmy really has Rusev. That's really the big thing.
Jimmy, you dumbass.
He also has Carmella and Balor. Rusev is where he differs.
So it's gonna. Let me go over the matches that we're gonna have to really look at.
Carmella Asuka is where I differ because I have Asuka. Balor Corbin is where you have Corbin, and I guess you could say
then the WWE Championship match.
Yeah, but forget that. That's a loss. So it's really.
I swear to God. All right, I'm gonna say this on the podcast. If Rusev wins, Jimmy's gonna have to.
We got to give him something. Maybe we give him for the belt for a week or something. Like
we'll give him a cup.
If if this happens, it won't. But if it does,
he gets to take a picture with the belt.
Yeah, yeah. So he won't even part with that.
We'll give him a cup.
Yeah, really, we're looking at Carmella Asuka, Balor Corbin is what's going to separate the three of us initially, because Jimmy's already going to be down one because he has Rusev. Moving on.
So I'll tell you this much: if Rusev puts AJ Styles in the Accolade, not the first time, but the second time, if he puts him in a second Accolade, I'm going like, this could go bad.
It's not even going to get to an Accolade. He may try to put Styles in an Accolade once. Styles will get out. Phenomenal for him. Done. Let's move on.
Aiden English pulls down the top rope when Styles is doing the Phenomenal Forum. Styles falls. Rusev puts him in the Accolade.
No.
It's
what if
Rusev
Lana?
Machka.
It's not even like
Lana interferes though.
Guys, it's literally not even the point where
Lana interferes, low blows AJ Styles.
Oh my God!
And we're back to the low blows.
So
again.
you're saying Lana crushes AJ Styles?
So basically, what you're telling me is Styles can't have children.
He
after
has
all
more.
of this, no more. I'm saying no more.
He doesn't
40s.
have.
He doesn't need.
All right, he can't even ejaculate anymore because the semen's probably gone from his balls.
He doesn't have enough space on his side of his
just blood.
rib.
Yeah, that's what those dates are, right?
Yeah.
3 kids?
4.
4 kids.
All the initials are AJ.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so AJ,
Moving on.
And AJ, they will be able to watch you hopefully easily handle King Ruru at Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
On that note, until next time, Audio Marks, hopefully you guys are going to go to the MSG event. I know we are going to look into that MSG event, Ring of Honor, and New Japan G1 Supercard.
And for Claire Lynch.
And for fuck off.
And there's a show in December for SmackDown, a holiday tour.
Woo!
Possibly Daniel Bryan against The Miz and AJ Styles against Samoa Joe in a
We should
WWE Championship
really check
match.
that out.
So that's worth looking into. I'm a little hesitant just because who knows what's going to happen with Bryan in the contract. But if those 2 matches are billed, I think I actually looked into it. We could literally get the same exact seats, only actually I think 10 rows closer for the same price, $100.
I'm down.
So
Yeah, I'm with that.
we'll get to that.
And then we have the WrestleMania at New Jersey MetLife Stadium.
I heard tickets on sale around October.
That's fine. That gives me enough time to save up.
That's what I heard.
All right. Till next time, Audio Marks. Thank you, everyone, for staying tuned to our podcast. Special shout out to the Sachem Public Library for the continued use of their equipment and space. Continue supporting us by rating and subscribing through Patreon, Audio Boom, Stitcher, TuneIn, Castbox, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Play Music, and Apple Podcasts at Marks for Life Podcast. And now, check out our YouTube channel, Marks for Life, for our podcast playlist and other content. Please follow us on our social media on Twitter at Marks for Life Pod, Instagram at Marks for Life Podcast, our Tumblr page, Marks for Life Podcast, and our Facebook page, Marks for Life Podcast. And email us at marksforlifepodcast@gmail.com for any questions, comments, or feedback. Until next time, Audio Marks.